Hi guys, this is Emma Robertson, and next year I'll be starting graduate school for early childhood education. Before I embark on that journey, there are several questions about our education system that I want answered. One major question I had was, what are inclusion classrooms and who do they help? So I started researching and found lots of information. Today we're going to talk about what I've learned. That is, what an inclusion classroom is, who it helps, and how it helps not only disabled students, but also students that are typically developing. First, let's talk about what an inclusion classroom is. Although it does not have a standardized state definition, the FSU Center for Prevention and Early Intervention says, quote, "The inclusion education, according to its most basic definition, means that students with disabilities are supported in chronologically age-appropriate general education classes in their home schools and receive specialized instruction delineated by their individualized education programs, otherwise known as IEPs, within the context of the core curriculum and general education activities." So let's make this more black and white. We're basically going to have learners of similar age all together in the same classroom, learning alongside their peers and having special provisions and aid for students with disabilities within the normal classroom. The general education teacher will work with the special education teacher to make special adaptations for disabled learners within the classroom and to accommodate students with special needs within the normal curriculum. The inclusion classroom is becoming extremely popular right now because of its cooperative learning style that leads to success regardless of need level, and it leads to more acceptance of disabled students. We're going to talk about some of the benefits for disabled students within an inclusion classroom. This is Jamie, and she has severe autism and ADD, but she tends to focus on reading, whereas her other skills are below grade level. She is being taught in a second grade inclusion classroom that looks like this. Many people believe that Jamie would not be successful in this colorful general education classroom because she is autistic and has ADD. But the Understood organization, an organization founded to support families with children with attention deficit disorders and other similar disorders, would disagree. They claim there are 5 major benefits to the inclusion classroom for students with special needs. Those benefits are, number 1, more teachers equals more assistants. The students will have a general education teacher in the classroom, a special education teacher, specialists for certain disorders, in-classroom aides, and even out-of-classroom teachers like gym teachers and special areas. Number 2, supportive strategies, cooperative learning, adaptations, accommodations, pull-out programs, and even simple activities like carpet time and centers can all help stimulate brain activity for special needs students and allow them to succeed. The variety of teaching strategies also helps to accommodate for teaching learners. This is number 3. Teachers must come up with exciting and innovative classroom activities to keep all students' interests, especially when they have special learners within the classroom. Number 4, access to learning specialists. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act requires schools to provide in-classroom aids and special learning tools such as reading intervention and speech therapy with other specialists in order to reach disabled students' needs. And finally, number 5, all of the resources available to not only students but also parents. The inclusion classroom teachers provide excess information for parents throughout the week. They can send home reading materials and offer classes and even provide support groups for parents of students in an inclusion classroom. USA Today posted an article claiming that special education students who learned alongside their higher achieving peers actually scored 40% better on state standardized testing. I think it's an obvious choice to say that inclusion classrooms severely increase the educational experience of disabled students. The next part of the inclusion classroom that a question many people have, what about the general education students? How do they fare in the inclusion classroom? Well, the list is almost exactly the same. More teachers equals more assistants, regardless of the special needs or general education students. There's more supportive strategies within the classroom, a variety of teaching strategies to appeal to more general education students. General education students may also be tested during this time in case they may be on the cusp of disabled or general education. And finally, the resources are available for the parents of normal students as well as disabled students. The Inclusion Classroom also allows normal students to witness firsthand what it means to persevere as they watch their disabled peers learn and grow. Finally, all learners, regardless of need, are unique and should be allowed to work together to problem solve, using their strengths and weaknesses to come to the answers and come to the problems within the classroom. Learning together, teaching together, just as we're supposed to be. How do the general education students feel? In fact, a study published in Exceptional Children Journal claims that students that have learned alongside their disabled peers for at least 1 year prefer to be taught with their disabled peers. So, let's let students like Jamie and typically developing students all learn together in one classroom. To learn more about your school district's inclusion policies, go explore their individual websites. And if they don't have an inclusion policy, I encourage you to contact your school district's board. Thank you.